colors? In other words, sometimes there are colors that come on the scene and everyone's like attracted to it, and so then they kind of play it out in all different ways. I'm like, you know, it's green now. It's a green and it's acid green and it's all different values of green. And like, how does it ever shift? You know, and then sometimes it's white and everybody wants everything to be white and really pure. And how do you deal with your work when you know that there's a certain kind of a popularity of colors?
You would, that again would be just, that would be maybe one piece. So if X is popular, but you're doing a space that's flooded with light and your pupils are going to be shrunk down to pin dots and you're going to be uncomfortable, then you can't follow just that it does this or it's appealing. You have to really look at the tasks and functions and then make sure that
It's appropriate.
yeah, that it's appropriate.
You kind of tune that out because, in other words, everyone's kind of gone on the green. Green means a lot of things, and everything is green. Everybody's business card has
Right.
some green on it, and you know, there's all this green that's about. And so
It's like that collective unconscious of a lot of people, you know, when color marketing was out there and they were really strong, when stuff didn't move so fast. I mean, if it was a depressing time, you'd see people wanted pink appliances and blue blenders. And then when it was a stable time, they might want green. Or when they're thinking about the environment. Or when it's wartime, they might just want to pull back and be really gray. So it is this streaming of minds that kind of smurge and bring these things, but yeah, don't you think?
Well, I think that's absolutely right, and I think you also have to be prepared too for being able to do something in a variety of color directions, depending on what the circumstances are. I remember making a presentation one time to bankers here in San Francisco, and we had everything all ready, and so I was pulling out this fabric and the carpet and the wood and the this and the that, and I was talking about this upholstery that I thought would really be appropriate, and the guy said no blue. I said, well, okay, so I kept on, and there were certain other things that were close to it, but this is slate, and this is the midnight, and no blue. And he just simply had a prejudice against it. So fortunately, we had some other things that we could pull together because, you know, that's when people ask about a favorite color. Well, no, I don't really have a favorite color. You don't like blue? Okay, we'll do it in orange. Because I can do it in orange in a way that would make me feel comfortable, and you would probably like it, since you obviously don't like the blue.
Change your tie, right?
Yeah, I can. I used to have one that was different.
We have time for maybe 2 more questions. So, Allura?
Well, I was just curious if a little bit, I know that the advertising piece of it is a little, you're seemingly feeling maybe a little odd man out, not to say that you are. But I'm curious if, for the other 2 panelists, if what you guys observe in sort of the printed or electronic or televised sort of mediums influence you in your color processing and thoughts and directions.
I noticed that Andrew styled the whole thing after the Mavericks work.
Right.
Yeah, it was all this new stuff.
Exactly. So I'm just curious, you know, do you draw inspiration from those
Well, the
areas?
thing
You
I
could
think
say
that's
nature,
really
but
important about the work of Young and Rubicam and a lot of other people is that everybody sees it.
Yeah.
So they're exposed to it, even if only briefly. It goes through everybody's consciousness. And that's not true of work that was done in this room, for example. And not many people are going to ever be in this room. But they're all going to see a certain ad or promotional activity on television for a firm, and they'll be influenced by that. And so I think that your role is really big in a way that is so much more influential than what we might do for a particular client.
I agree with that, and I think that the lessons you can learn about the symbology and the associations with the Mavericks, and it is, your life is hanging by a wire, and that it's black, and it's white, and it's stark, and it's contrast, and there's a lot you can learn by observing the messages that your work is bringing to us, and then just reinforcing our own understanding of color and its inherent messages and how we might be able to work with it.
Last